now it's about 2 hours, but hours. We had to take, he had to take the whole door apart, and then we had to run down to Mr. O'Reilly's and get some assembly to put back in, because cable down here was wrapped around and broke, and so you have to buy the whole new assembly and take everything apart, tape the windows up so they don't fall back down. And there's the new assembly. Yeah, the other day we were talking about how important it was for people in the church to serve each other.
That's right. And Kevin listened. He said, you know what? I need somebody to...
Yeah, and actually I didn't even ask for help. Philip heard my story about the window when I was explaining it in a different context, and he offered of his own free will and time, come on over. And luckily Phil had also done this once on his own car some time back.
Yeah.
When he had a Dodge. So I have a new Chrysler Town and Country. I hope there's not any more surprises on it. But yeah, from the very beginning in the Acts of the Apostles or the Holy Spirit, there's lots of stories about people serving one another and taking care of one another. Throughout the epistles, Paul's writing a lot about churches that either helped him out or he was giving support to other churches. And Phil had shared that he was looking for us to take more opportunities now. So I really appreciate your help, Phil.
No problem. It's things we do. Things we do.
Well,
Getting me going. Getting me going.
so how'd you get started working on cars as a young kid?
My dad used to have small cars, and we were always working on his stuff, and that's how we.
Small cars, like small race cars?
No, like just his own personal cars, getting around and doing things, and he.
So he wasn't a van man like you?
Well, I say he taught me how to be a man. So he said, pretty much everything, and that's can't be scared to do things, because I mean, obviously electronics is scary, but most things, if you can take it off, you can put it back on. So if you can take it off, you put the brand new piece back on, it should work. So that's how we got into all that stuff.
And back in those days, you had to memorize exactly where you took them off to do that.
You didn't have the phone to take pictures. But a lot of notes. Yeah.
But why did you say it was small cars that you worked on first?
I always considered like a Nissan Sentra, or I say they're small cars, but
Yeah,
vehicles we get around with. I just call them small cars. I don't think of them as being in the South and being around Bristol and all that. You say work on cars, you're working on big race cars. And,
oh, okay. So you didn't work on Chargers or Challengers?
No,
or
nothing like that.
Okay.
Just working on Nissan Sentra, Bolts. You busted the whole thing out of that.
Do you think it would go back on?
Yeah, I just got to take the whole plastic pieces off. So we gotta take this.
That's part of the motor. That is the motor.
Yep. So when it was on there and it twisted off, it broke the plastic off with it. So the plastic's still in there. I gotta take that plastic out.
Mm.
So this is where it's good to know where your tools are at, to see if you have the tool to grab it and be able to.
They're making bolts a lot like that these days, where the plastic comes off and it's supposed to be tighter.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's almost like a one-use thing.
Well, everything's out of plastic, and it does make it a lot harder to tighten things up like they should be, because you could break the plastic. So that's why they have torque wrenches and stuff like that, because they don't want you to over torque it to end up breaking it. This is gonna be aggravating. This part.
I guess Nissan Sentras in the 80s or 90s
Yeah.
would have been relatively simple cars like my Suzuki.
Super simple.
But by the mid 90s, they were already pretty complicated electronic stuff.
Yeah.
I guess that's when they started making them. They made them in Mexico for a long time after that. I don't know if they still make those.
Yep. Yeah. Everything was back then. First thing I did on my old one was change an axle.
Uh-huh.
And then
That's a lot.
Did the alternator. Then I did the starter. Of course, the starter and axle and stuff like that's easy stuff. Or not the axle. That was the hard one.
I would have thought.
But the starter and the alternator, that was the easy part. Whew. Hot plastic.
So you can fix a starter?
Yeah, well, I can replace the starter.
Okay.
You know, it's all these pieces, the inner workings of it, you just replace. You don't. I mean, there are people that can do that, and I could do it, but with the bearings and the all that stuff in there, you can get over your head pretty quick if you're not careful. So,
Yeah.
just knowing what you're capable of and what you can and can't do, and you know, being smart at the same time as being realistic.
You want me to hold something?
I gotta cut this off and leave it at the. I want to get that on there so it doesn't move when I take it out. I gotta slide that in there. Can you? Yep, I can use this right here.
What's up with equipment?
I gotta get my screws over here, so
I can brace it towards myself if you need.
I got it. This. Get my screwdriver. Single final screwdriver.
Which one? That long one?
No, I was looking for the short Phillips.
Okay.
Just have it. See, you get everything organized and then you start doing stuff.
Looks like you're short on a drink
it's
too.
right there on this one. Yeah, I'm going to give you another beverage here in a minute because I'm getting thirsty. What you doing?
Hi.
Hey, Mama. You on the phone? Oh, she's got her headphones in. She's still on the phone.
Okay. That is how she can double task.
Yeah.
Or triple task. She just can't talk at the same time.
Yep.
Socialized it is.
Yes, socializing. Get in there. There it goes. Woohoo! Alright, we gotta hold that tight there.
Can I hold it or?
Yeah, can you just push on here?